YouTube now. We're gonna go ahead and go live on what is this? There we go. Mic is on YouTube. Perfect. Thank you all for joining me here. All right, so we're live there. We're gonna go ahead and go live on Instagram as well because this is a massive update because this is really going to make or break a lot of people's game plans for the 2026 World Cup. Okay, and so it's really important that we have the transparency when it comes to this process of these tickets. Okay, so here we go. Hello, everyone. Travel football fan here. I'm helping fans save money and travel the 2026 FIFA World Cup. We have a massive update regarding the ticket sales process for the World Cup. This would be for the general tickets. We're not talking about hospitality tickets today. We're not going to talk about anything else, really. We're going to talk about the regular tickets, the general tickets that are really the bread and butter of any FIFA World Cup. We're going to talk about what information was dropped on April 29th by the Seattle Local Organizing Committee CEO, Peter Tomozawa, or Peter or Pete Tomozawa, excuse me if I got his name wrong on that. But Mr. Tomozawa was giving a presentation to a local financial services company in order to fundraise for the World Cup for the efforts of the local organizing committee, which is not FIFA, okay, but of the local organizing committee. And we got some massive pieces of information there that are really going to be very important for all of us, okay, to keep track of, okay, as we think about how we're going to approach acquiring tickets for the World Cup. This is going to be super important for all of us to think about, okay? And so, first things first, okay? Let me go ahead and look through my notes here, okay? And again, folks, on Instagram and TikTok, please tap the screen in front of you. Go ahead and like and share it. TikTok, I'm not sharing the... let me see if I can share at least a partial view of the roadmap. Let's see if you can see it here. Okay, you see a partial view of the roadmap. Unfortunately, I am unable to adjust this roadmap. It really stinks. I really should be able to adjust it here. So if you want to see the full roadmap, go ahead and check me out on YouTube, okay? On the YouTube live stream. YouTube, thank you. Saludos desde Houston. Dale, dale. I'm glad to hear that we got folks from all over the country joining in right now, and really, hopefully, more people join in as we dive into this. So, as you can see here at the top, the first piece of information that is super important for us to see is that the ticket sales are expected. And again, this information is for planning purposes. It might change. Okay? But it looks like the ticket sales will begin October to December. And my YouTube name is the same, Travel Football Fan. Okay? October to December is when the ticket sales are expected to start of 2025. The general ticket sales for the 2026 World Cup are expected to start between October and December 2025. So it's no longer September. Radical, good question. I'm going to get to that in a second about the FIFA fan clubs and stuff and watch parties. Okay? Now, if indeed this information pans out to be true, right? And again, this is very reliable information. The CEO of the Seattle Local Organizing Committee, Mr. Tomozawa, was giving this presentation. And I mean, it can't get more official than this, in effect. Okay, it'd be very hard pressed to believe that this information is somehow incorrect. But that's probably why they just say, like, this is for planning purposes, it's subject to change. In any case, the ticket sales between October and December, so it's not going to be September, as it was previously reported, I believe, by Vancouver. I know Vancouver said early 2025, and I think there was another, I think it was Collateral Sports or someone else said September. It looks like it's not going to be September, at least based on this roadmap by the Seattle Local Organizing Committee. Okay? Gabriel, I'll get to that question about the hospitality packages in a second as well. Okay, so if the general ticket sales begin between October and December, we got Texas, we got San Francisco in here. All right, bet. Save your questions on the hospitality tickets in a second. All right, thank you. Then when exactly can we expect the ticket sales to start? Well, If you look at the qualifiers for the World Cup, UEFA's, the last window is 16 to 18 November. CONCACAF, last window is 10 to 18 November. AFCON, 6 to the 14 October, and I know they have a playoff in the 10 to 18 November period. The AFC, the Asian Football Federation, 13 to 18 November. CONMEBOL is the only one that ends in October. And so, if FIFA is going to reduce the time between, the start of the tournament and when the first sales window begins, then the only real thing here is that these tickets will probably go on sale that, at least for the U.S. audience, that Thanksgiving week. Because then they might as well just wait to see where 44 of the 48 countries are qualifying. Because remember, there's going to be 4 countries coming out of the playoffs, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Chat, let me know if I'm wrong about that. Okay? But basically, everyone's going to be done by 18 November. We will know 44 of the 48 countries. Again, if I'm not mistaken about the playoff seedings. Okay? So 44 out of the 48 will know if they're coming or not. And so I'm assuming that at that point, FIFA will begin the ticket sales process. So even though here it says October to December, it could be that they do this in November. Specifically after November 18. And I do got to give credit to ap.soccer. He's on TikTok, I believe on Insta as well, if I'm not mistaken. But he did kind of call it. I do remember him in a previous video saying, yo, this probably is going to be after the qualifiers at that point. So let's give him props for that. Give him a shout out for that. If you don't follow his content, he does other content related to World Cup, U.S. Soccer, CONCACAF. So go ahead and give him a follow as well. But yeah, I think he predicted this point. And so, yeah, 4 playoff from UEFA and 2 intercontinental playoffs. Okay, so that's what it is. Okay, so we got some extra teams left that will be determined after November 18th. But for the most part, we know the cream of the crop, right? We know who's going to make it. We know who's not. Even those teams that are in the playoff, at least you will know from the playoff who's making it, who's not, right? Cool. So that's the first big news from this, okay, from this roadmap, okay? Now, when you go and listen to this presentation, which is available online on this company's website, I forgot to write them down. I apologize. I totally forgot to write them down. But this is publicly available, at least of right now. I hope I did not get anyone, in any sort of trouble. I mean, they publicly posted this presentation online, okay? And so, the second piece of information, and this is extremely important here for everyone to know, and I'm putting this on the live again. If you're watching on TikTok or Instagram, this is going to be all up on my YouTube channel at Travel Football Fan. It's under the live streams, and hopefully folks will be able to watch this and interact with it and everything. Again, keep dropping your questions. I'll get to your questions in a minute, but let me go ahead and throw all the information first. If you want the single game tickets, they will not go on sale in this first window of October to December. That's the second massive piece of information. Okay? What they're looking to do is to sell packages of 4-match, which was mentioned by Mr. Tomozawa. Maybe follow your team, or probably be also follow your team. And there might be a package that is venue specific. Okay, so let me repeat that. There will not be single game tickets being sold in the first window of October, December 2025. It will only be packages. 4-match, more than likely confirmed, right? 4-match packages likely to be sold there. The follow your team, probably. Venue series, probably. Okay? All of those are potential packages for regular tickets. So this is not to confuse hospitality, okay? This will be for regular tickets. They're going to sell them in packages in this first window. Then Mr. Tomozawa said that single game tickets would be sold at the beginning of 2026. No official dates, no more specific window, but I mean, honestly, beginning 2026 is really either January, February. Geez, if they extend this to March, that would be beginning 2026. Okay? But the drawing for group stage won't be until December. That is exactly correct, which is why they would sell these packages, okay? You might be asking yourself, well, what's the point of buying one of these packages? Well, if you don't care about following a specific team, say you want a 4-match, I'm just going to pick 4 matches in whatever amount of stadiums, maybe that's how they'll do it, you could do that. If you care about following your team, well, at least you get your ticket to follow your team, then you'll find out where you're going, okay? Or a venue series, you're not looking to travel, you want to stay in your home stadium, then you would just purchase those. Then you just purchase that, right? Then you just purchase that venue series, okay? So that's why this window is having those packages being sold. I don't think that's how it was before, because usually the information that we had was it would be submitting an application process, and you would aim for, like, you know, applying for certain types of tickets. We don't know the prices on any of these packages yet for regular tickets, right? Again, for the general sale, for the general tickets, regular tickets, however you all want to call it, we do not know the prices. We do not know prices as of this time, okay? So that's what Mr. Tomozawa said, okay? Aren't there some teams that won't be qualified by the time due to pending playoffs, for example? Wonder how they would handle those follow your team packages. I think the way it works is that I think you either put some sort of deposit or you make your first payment, right, to hold, and you wait, and then FIFA will say, okay, if your team doesn't qualify, you get your money back. I think that's how they would do it, okay? I think that's all. I think that's how they would do it, okay? But again, don't quote me on that. We'll have to wait for more information about that. The other big piece of news, or rather, yeah, let me go into this other point here because I have a lot more notes on this. Is that for resale, they're only allowing you to transfer your ticket one time. One time. If you transfer your ticket more than one time, the ticket is null and void. The ticket is null and void. It will be canceled, and that's it. You lost your ticket. So this is going to do a couple of things. FIFA's obviously looking to control the tickets on their app, and they're going to be able to track how many times that ticket moves. And so if it moves one time, it'll probably tell you with some app notification, hey, that's it. You can't move this ticket. It will be null and void if you move this ticket again, if you transfer it one more time. So this is going to help in knocking down on the scalpers, okay? Because the same ticket cannot be resold multiple times, okay? Do you know how many tickets one person can buy? No, we don't have that information yet about the number of tickets a person can buy. From the Qatar video that I did on my YouTube, breaking down the terms and conditions of the Qatar World Cup purchases, it said that one person can buy 16 to 20, but you had to assign those tickets right afterwards, right? They couldn't all be under your name. But again, we don't know that information yet. What's the cheapest ticket one could get to the final? We don't know. For general tickets, we do not have the prices yet. So we'll have to keep waiting, okay? But again, chat, send your questions in. Let me know what you think of these massive pieces of information, because this is big. This is absolutely big. Because the whole idea here is that FIFA wants to sell packages. FIFA wants to make sure that they just get their money before this World Cup starts. They do not want to enter this World Cup with single game tickets still of, like, or rather, they rather just enter the World Cup with like a few tickets available to a game, and that's it. They don't want whole sections to be empty. Okay? So far, we have the hospitality tickets being sold, which I know for many of you are expensive. This is going to be the next option right here. Okay? Yeah, I'm checking questions on YouTube, on Instagram. I'm checking all of them, folks. I'm checking on all of them, okay? I know I got to keep moving between the three screens that I have here in front of me. Do you think we can transfer only part of the ticket package? For example, transfer 2 of the 4 ticket packages? Maybe, Carlos. Maybe. They would have to kind of clarify that in the terms and conditions. And folks, let me tell you this. This is probably the best time for you to ask your questions, because I have confirmed officials at FIFA are watching my content. It's confirmed. FIFA officials are watching my content. So if you have questions or you have comments that you want me to say for you, so that way FIFA can see it, They might get a little mad at me, but I could take the heat, folks. I could take the heat, no problem. But if you got questions, you got comments about this whole process, let me know, because I have confirmed that FIFA is watching my stuff. I'm picking Inter today, folks. I'm picking Inter today. I was interested in following my team for Mexico, but on-site was charging too much on location from above, but maybe this could be my chance. Maybe. And again, Mexico's always gonna sell fast. Will the American Outlaws get ticket allocations? Yes, I would assume, via U.S. Soccer. And again, the rule of the one transfer, right? Of denying that one or only allowing one one transfer on each ticket is to limit ticket resellers. That's what I'm thinking that's happening here. Do you think the FIFA Club World Cup determined how the World Cup would be like? Yes and no in some aspects. What is the difference between follow your team and package deals? Well, follow your team is a package, right? It's similar to that of the hospitality follow your team package, except it's not as expensive. But it's the same concept. You get to go to the 3 games of your team in the group stage. If your team qualifies for the next round, you get that ticket too. Or if they don't qualify for the next round, you would get the first place team next game. So that's how that would work. Realistic, in your opinion, what's the best way to secure World Cup final tickets? Again, folks, hospitality is one way. It's going to be super expensive. And then this is going to be the next way. I'm not going to discuss the travel packages I have here because FIFA got mad. Whatever. But there really isn't no other pathways. Realistically, there really isn't not that many pathways. Okay? As long as FIFA doesn't get too greedy, makes it reasonable, we will buy. And that's the thing, FIFA. Y'all need to lower the prices, because if you've already seen what's happened with the Club World Cup, you price those tickets too high, and y'all struggling to sell the World Cup, you're going to run into that same problem if you do not reasonably price these tickets. I agree with you on that assessment, okay? What do you mean they got mad? Not nor here nor there to talk about. In your opinion, what's the best means to get tickets for the opening game? Again, folks, hospitality is one way. Right, and it's gonna be the most like guaranteed way, because you will get the ticket right there at that point. Okay, that's gonna be the first way. All right. Second way is you're gonna have to wait till this ticket sales process begins in October, between October and December, and then we're gonna see what happens, what exactly that process is gonna look like. Okay. And then of course the other travel packages and stuff like that. Okay, how much money should we have saved up to watch group stage matches of Argentina? Folks, you need to have thousands of dollars saved now. For any team, have thousands of dollars saved. Thousands. Okay, guaranteed. Last final, what's the price range for the final? If I'm not mistaken, the most expensive ticket for the final in the last World Cup was like $2,000, if I'm not mistaken. Do I buy right to buys for the opening match of FIFA Collect? It's $10,000 for 2 tickets, or do I wait? I don't know about doing $10,000 for that. I don't know about that, fam. I don't know about that. Are they still going to do a lottery even though they're selling packages? That I don't know. And that's actually a concern. There's a concern about the RTBs. When are the RTBs going to be allowed to be cashed in for these tickets? Because if it's not going to be here, then what? You're making folks wait till the start of 2026? Then that is kind of a miss on their end. Do you know if anyone from FIFA team team in Canada? I don't, unfortunately. I do know some folks at FIFA that I've gotten to meet. So that's that. But I personally do not work for FIFA. Okay. I personally do not. I personally do not work for FIFA. Okay. Single game tickets are going to be cheap. They might be cheap, but are there going to be enough single game tickets? That's going to be, that's not going to be really confirmed there. Okay. I wonder if buyers can verify whether or not tickets have been transferred more than once if buying from a reseller. Well, again, because the tickets will exist in the FIFA app, I think that's how FIFA's going to track the number of times that ticket's been transferred over. I think that's how they're going to do it, folks. What type of ticket do we think 1K per seat can get for the final? Probably none of them. That's what I'm saying, folks. Thousands. We're gonna have to think about thousands. I have 4K saved so far. Do you think it's enough? Just for the tickets, maybe? I don't know. But I don't know what game you want to go to or games. I don't know if you're going to be traveling or not. There's a good time to plug in the fact that I do offer travel consultations by myself, $40 for 30 minutes, to help you set up your own money and travel plan for the World Cup. If you're interested in those, go ahead and sign up for my consultations on my website, travelfootballfan.com. Okay? You can sign up for those, and you can go ahead and, we can talk about your own personal travel plans for the World Cup. Okay. After those meetings, you went to any talks on ticket prices. They have not released anything related to ticket prices. Nope. They're holding those cards close to their chest. Are they releasing World Cup final tickets too? The assumption would be that the ticket sales here between October and December would be when they also release tickets for the final. That's the assumption. Again, folks, whatever amount of money you've saved, congratulations, you saved your money. That's good. I can't tell you if that's enough because I don't know if you're traveling. I don't know what category ticket game you want. I don't know how many people in your group it is. I don't know all those details. So in order for me to give you the best accurate assessment, sign up for my consultation, $40, 30 minutes. It is a consultation that is worth hundreds of dollars. That's what many other travel content creators have told me. And I'm only charging you $40 because I want to be fair to all of you. So sign up for my consultation. It's a great way to support my work, folks. All right, I know there's been some folks saying, why am I doing my collaborations with Absolute Sport and, some of these other collaborations that I have lining up for me coming up. But it's like, monetization. I mean, straight up, I can't do this work for free. So great way to support my work, sign up for one of them consultations, man. I will give you good information on how to organize your money, how to organize your travels for 2026. Again, that's available on my website. Thank you, folks, that are following me on TikTok and Instagram. Make sure you follow me. And if you're on YouTube and you are not subscribed to my YouTube, subscribe. If you haven't liked the live, like the live. This algorithm needs to see that people like watching this stuff. The watching alone isn't sufficient. You know how they are, man. Just click on the like button. Get on that. Let's go ahead and, again, share the live. So, again, we're assuming that they will release tickets to the World Cup final in this window of October and December 2025. We assume that, but probably as part of a package. Okay, probably, because if they're selling single game tickets at the beginning of 2026, I'm assuming that for here they're gonna want to add a semifinal final. So you either pick Dallas, New York. I should say East Rutherford. Excuse me to my Jersey folks. I was at Elizabeth, New Jersey last night, so. Dale, thank you to the city of Elizabeth for inviting me to their tourism event. Fantastic people. Really, Elizabeth could be a really great option for all y'all if you're looking to save some money on your tourism to the tri-state area there in the Northeast. Anyway, I think for the final, they're going to sell it as part of a semifinal final. You either go to Dallas or Atlanta and you get the final. I think that's how they're going to sell it in the October to December period. I have my suspicions that's how they're going to do it. We're not going to talk about the bum-ass Club World Cup, America, LAFC. I don't give a damn about that game. I don't care about that game. Legit do not care about that game. Leon should have just been it, and that's it. But it's dumb. I don't care about that game. What's the best way to guarantee? Again, guys, there's no real... The only way you can guarantee your ticket is by paying for the ticket. That's it. Either not hospitality, because now that option has been removed. So you either wait for this... or you go down the travel package pathway. That's all I'm going to say. It might be a stupid question. Not a stupid question. But do they still sell physical tickets to keep them relevant? Not a stupid question at all. Victor, I got to find out for you. Okay, so folks have been asking me, hey, how can I get the physical ticket? I was able to get the physical ticket through a Connect that I had, how to Connect. I was able to get the physical ticket to the game I went to. But I agree with you. We will see. They might be selling those. Fam, FIFA wants their money. FIFA, if you're watching this, I'm letting you know right now that people are not happy that they might have to buy that, all right? They might not be happy about that. All right? So, yeah. You don't think the tickets are going to be $500 for us? John, look, I hope I'm wrong that the tickets are going to be expensive. I hope that I'm wrong. I want to be wrong here. But from what I'm seeing and from what I'm hearing, these tickets are going to be the most expensive they've ever been. From what I'm hearing, from the conversations I'm having, They're going to be really expensive. Then the host city committee said the tickets were going to be sold in September. How's it changed to October? Sergio, that's exactly what's going on here. This presentation was given on April 29th, so literally last week. So Vancouver said late 2025. I think it was GLaDOS Sports that said September. So I don't think it was a local organizing committee, if I'm not mistaken. So maybe GLaDOS Sports got that info wrong, and now we're back to this October to December period. Again, this information is from a presentation provided by the CEO of the Seattle Local Organizing Committee, Peter Tomozawa. So this is as official as it could possibly get when it comes to this information here for the World Cup in terms of the ticket sales. Okay? So, yeah. Okay. So we answered that question. How much would you recommend saving? Again, Oscar, I don't know your travel plans. I don't know what tickets you want to get. I don't know what's your plan. What's your strategy? Book that consultation with me. Trust me. It's not that I'm trying to be hard. It's not that I'm trying to get $40 from all of you. It's just that it's hard at me give you a number because then I have to give everyone else their own separate number. You know? I've loved your content. It's been very helpful. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Folks, I appreciate that so much. Again, if you're not following me across all my socials, please make sure you follow me across all my socials. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, especially because YouTube's going to have to be the pathway for monetization. TikTok, as y'all have seen, TikTok shadow banned me. I don't know who phoned it in. I think it was Infantino. I think it was Trump. They phoned it in. I am not joking. I am not joking. I think one of them phoned it in. Yo, make sure this guy does not get views this month. They wanted to send the signal, fam. You go look at the number of views I had my videos in April, fam. They were terrible. I only got like $70. I don't even think I got $70 off my views. So YouTube is going to have to be the pathway moving forward, folks. And y'all asking me, why am I doing partnerships? Because I need to get paid. I need money. So yeah, folks, like, gotta support me on all the socials, fam. You gotta support me on my socials. You gotta, support me via the consultations. If you're looking to sign up for one of these travel rewards credit cards, I have referral links on my website. I have my newsletter that's available there that could become a potential revenue source, but I need more people signed up for it. Like, I have all these different ways you need to support my work. So yeah. Physical ticket after Qatar, FIFA made it by selling physical tickets as memorabilia. Yeah, I mean, even as memorabilia, I think people are more than happy to purchase those. Easy revenue stream for FIFA there. For sure. You can pay artists on Etsy to make a ticket for you as a keepsake. Yeah, I guess, Rogelio. I guess you could do that. Gotta go to YouTube slowly but surely. Yeah, man. I mean, it's growing. We got over 1,500. We got over 1,500 people subscribed to the YouTube. That's fast growth. My page is one of the fastest growing pages out there. Like, I'm looking at my averages daily. I am doing twice the growth, twice the watch hours, twice the views. It's insane, man. So I appreciate y'all's support. Yeah, you could DM me. You could DM me for any information regarding, the Absolute Sport packages. Totally separate. Not gonna talk about it here. You could DM me for that, or you can ask questions about how to book my consultations for the World Cup, which would have me work with you to organize your own money and travel plans for the World Cup. Okay. So yes, go ahead and DM me. Why are the USA tickets going to be more expensive than the Qatar World Cup tickets? Because capitalism. Thank you. Appreciate that, Carlos. Yes, I appreciate that. Really appreciate that. Hospitality tickets are expensive. Yes, they are. Those hospitality tickets are expensive as hell, man. I told FIFA that. I told FIFA, yo, people are not happy about these hospitality ticket packages. They might come out and say that they sold all of them. Fine. They might come out and say that. It might be true. It might not be true. I don't know. I'm not in the inner workings of FIFA. Nor am I really in the position to say they're lying. Not going to say that either. But are people happy with these prices? Not the vast majority. I can definitely say that. At least not you folks that are following my content. I know you folks are saying this stuff is not cheap. So, yeah. It's going to be easy for us in the U.S. to get tickets for games in Mexico and Canada. We don't know how that process is going to work because, again, it's the first time this is 3 countries being involved in hosting this tournament. So we have to wait and see how exactly that's going to pan out. Do you think buying package deals versus single game tickets just to see one team play is better? Better in what sense? That you have the ease of mind that you're going to be able to see your team? Yes, probably. right? Because if the strategy that FIFA's going with here is that they're going to put everything in packages and they're going to sell as many packages as possible, then think about how many individual tickets will be realistically be left for you to purchase at that point, right? Which I hate to feed into that system of, well, then you might as well buy your package, right? Because now everything is going to be sold by package. But when you look at this presentation that Mr. Tomozawa was giving to this financial services company, he was selling packages too. He was basically telling folks, if you buy a ticket package and you donate on top of that $1 million, which look, I'm not hating the game or anything like that. Mr. Tomozawa has a responsibility to fundraise money for the legacy projects that Seattle wants to leave behind after this World Cup. It's a totally separate effort. It's not FIFA. It's the local organizing committee for 2026 Seattle. But he's basically telling folks, yo, if you buy these tickets and you add $1 million donation, we'll get you, we'll get you some backstage access type of situation. Okay? Don't quote me on that. Watch the presentation. Okay? I know he said specifically about like, hey, your little kids might meet some of these players type of situation. So, if everything is being pushed towards packages, then I'm afraid that that's going to be the best way to do this. No, I'm not based in Seattle. Washington, D.C. That's why I talk about politics a lot of the time with my content, because I'm right here in D.C., folks. I'm right here across the river in the D.C. area. That's why I talk about politics too, because it's literally right here. I see Gianni pass by my house every week that he's coming here to visit. I see him. I wave at him. Hey! I haven't seen him today. He's probably not here. He's probably not in North America this week. But every time he's come to DC, I see him. I wave him. Hey! Like that. Well, I gotta say hi to Johnny, no? Johnny hasn't accepted my invite to come to my house, have some cafecito, talk about some of these prices, see what's up. Maybe I could ask him if he really likes Trump or not. I don't know. I can't ask him these questions because he hasn't come to my home. But I get to wave him. It's like, hey, Johnny, what's good? FIFA messed up the World Cup with more teams. It's watered down now. Probably. Might be. Hell of a lot more games, that's for sure. Saturday's football out in the wild. You love to see it. Hey, man, Saturday's football. Hooking it up with these hats, man. I got some jerseys from them, too. Great store. I love their store there in New York, next to Radio City Music Hall. So go ahead and check them out. Yeah, you gotta have money saved, folks. You gotta have thousands of dollars saved. All right. The hospitality package, the 4 games, you have to select them now. We don't even know the teams. Correct. So you could pick that one and not know the teams, or you could pick to follow your team and still not know like where your team is playing. So either way, we have to wait till the draw. The draw is gonna finalize everything, right? So if you look at this calendar here. Right, December, the schedule's finalized. And then from January to April, this is what Seattle is mostly doing, okay? So that's what you have on the screen in front of you. This is the roadmap for Seattle Local Organizing Committee. You love the Chicago story? All right, dale. Next time I'm in Chicago, I'll try to go there. No tailgating allowed, big FIFA L. Folks, that's because they want to set up the rings of security around the stadiums. Sure, in part to prevent what happened with Copa America, last year in Miami, but they always have done that. So I'm not surprised about the no tailgating. I'm not surprised. So you see the rest of the roadmap here by the Seattle Local Organizing Committee. What we have looking forward, okay? Obviously, the 1 year out is going to be a big day. And I'm not going to be able to go on a live on that day. It's such a huge day because I'm going to be flying back from Monterrey. I am going to be collaborating with Monterrey on promoting their World Cup efforts as well, which is a very big thing. I'm spilling the beans right here on this one with Monterrey, but we're getting a plan together, and I'm going to be collaborating with Monterrey on this effort. Obviously, last night I was with the city of Elizabeth, New Jersey, to help promote their hotels in their region for the World Cup as a more affordable option for you as opposed to staying in New York. So, folks, the collaborations are coming in hot. The collaborations are coming in hot. Actually, the other one that I would love to announce, might as well, since we're pretty much spilling the beans right here. Absolute Sport. All right, part of the reason why I'm collaborating with them, I'm returning to mi pueblo natal, granted, I was not born in Colombia, but I'm going to be going to Barranquilla to go see Colombia-Peru World Cup qualifier, folks. I am making the pilgrimage to Barranquilla and pucha calor over there. And we're going to see Colombia-Peru live. Really, for this is for the World Cup, folks. Like, they need to beat Peru and get half that foot in for 2026. So, yeah, folks, the collaborations are coming in hot, and I look forward to being there in Barranquilla and support the Colombian national team. Hopefully, we make it. That win will be probably the step, like the half a foot in type of situation. So folks, all of these collaborations are coming in quick. And so if you're not on it right now, it's gotta be 2026 before you know it. Any chance this is like when the F1 came to Vegas, they price themselves out. They don't get the traction they desire. Any chance they could benefit in waiting? No. Because I think the difference between FIFA and an event like Formula One is that I don't know about how tickets are bought through Formula One, but my understanding is that Formula One sells it through whatever third party market, and the market determines kind of the up and down of the price. FIFA sells the tickets on their own, and it's like a menu, like at a restaurant. The price is the price. They ain't dropping the price. They're not gonna make their product look cheaper. Okay, they're not gonna make it look like no one is going, so that's why they have to drop the price. I think they're gonna do the proverbial die on the hill with that price. Do not expect FIFA to drop the prices. All right, at all. Okay, so yeah, don't expect that to be the case. All right. Okay. Oh shoot, we lost our Instagram live. Oh no, we lost our Instagram live. Why did that happen? Oh shoot. No, we're back. Okay, I thought I lost you, Instagram. I thought we lost you. We had some technical difficulty there. Again, I do not care about that Club America LAFC Club World Cup game. Do not care. It only highlights how crazy or how poorly organized this Club World Cup has been organized, to say the least. If you're still going to the games, fine. Go to the games. I might go to the ones here in DC. Not gonna lie to you, for like $40. But it's really been a poorly organized event, to say the least. Is buying the FIFA Collect bundles worth it to secure tickets? Again, that is totally up to you in terms of your own risk. I do not know when you're going to be able to cash in those right to buys for the World Cup. That is definitely, I would say, one of the biggest questions that FIFA has to answer. And I told y'all folks at the beginning, I've confirmed officials at FIFA do watch my stuff. They are paying attention not only to the Insta, to the TikToks, they're watching my stuff. And so, FIFA, people are asking when are they going to cash in their RTBs? Because if you're going to sell ticket packages in this window, then when do they cash in their RTBs? Because most of these RTBs are for single game tickets. So who knows how that's going to happen. And again, if you want us buy one ticket for one game in Miami, that's going to be beginning 2026. And by that point, the availability of the tickets is going to be limited. Based on the strategy that FIFA wants to do here, right? They want to sell packages. They want to enter the World Cup basically as a sold out event. Like, if there are tickets left available for any of these games in 2026, it might be one up there and maybe two down here, and that's it. That's how FIFA wants to enter this World Cup. But based on this strategy that they're implementing of selling the packages, that is exactly what's happening here. Okay? What is going to be the method of ticket sales? First come, first serve raffle? That I don't know, Mr. Hygienist. It might be that they're just selling the packages first. I don't know how they're going to determine that. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how that's going to work out. Okay? But we quite frankly do not know how that's going to work. Okay? It'll be really helpful if FIFA would release some information about how that ticket sales process is going to look like. But yeah, as of this time, we do not have any further information as to how exactly that is going to look like. Okay. Uh, do you know why DC didn't get a game this time for the World Cup? So, from my sources that I have here in the DC area, um, Robert Kraft basically kind of, pushed his own stadium, and he was part of the selection committee. So, corruption, maybe, no sé. Pero Boston had an ear on Infantino via Robert Kraft, and he was able to influence the decision for Boston. The other reason was Daniel Snyder, who was the former owner of the Commanders, of the football team here in DC. Let's just say he was the biggest asshole of all time. Okay, and so he didn't vibe with nobody. I know, and Jerry Jones is there, right? Like you would think, there was some bigger a-holes in the NFL owner circle than Jerry Jones, but no, Daniel Snyder was even worse. Right, worse. So no one liked him. No one liked working with him, and so he must have pissed off all the FIFA people. And when they showed the stadium, and it's not the best stadium to host World Cup matches, the one that they have out there in Landover, Maryland, then I think what ended up happening was they then decided to split the bid between Baltimore and DC, where Baltimore will host their games at M&T Stadium. The Fan Fest will happen here in DC. FIFA didn't like that. FIFA didn't like the fact that you had to travel 40 minutes by car. I mean, yes, there's Amtrak. Yes, there's the MARC trains, but they didn't like any of that. They didn't like any of it. And so they decided, you know what, this region will not get any games for the World Cup. And so that's what ended up happening, which is then becomes, I think, the third time that a capital city is not selected for the World Cup. I think it happened with Tokyo in 2002, even though Seoul was selected. And when was the other time? I'm trying to remember the other time when that happened. I'm trying to remember when was the other time a capital city didn't host the final. There was one other time. I just can't remember, but there was one other time where that happened. And so, yeah, significant. And it was a big loss for us in DC because I think, especially for me, myself as a content creator, it added a level of difficulty that I was not hoping to have, right? Quite frankly, I don't know how many people want to go to Gillette Stadium at Foxborough 1 hour away from Boston. No disrespect to Boston, but, compared to me personally, right? Just talking personally to me as a content creator, it did make my work a lot harder because now DC wasn't getting involved like that. And so that's why one of the ways I talk about it is through politics, because at least there are still political connections that are involved in this process. And as you've seen right now, with about a year to go, the politics is what's moving this World Cup. And so that at least has been an avenue for me to be able to talk about the World Cup in that respect. So yeah. Gonna try to buy my tickets after the official World Cup draw. I need a specific plan out. That makes sense. But Nerdy, make sure you're at least thinking about those plans right now. Okay? Are you going for Barca Inter? Well, they had games here in DC in '94, if I'm not mistaken. What does it mean if I only want final tickets? I don't know. It might be that you have to purchase a package with it. Maybe they add a semifinal. You have to buy a semifinal ticket as well. Dale Kali. So yeah, it might have to be that. Is Arsenal making a comeback? No, I do not want Arsenal to make a comeback. I want my French wine. I want my Italian pasta. Give me PSG Inter for the final. Tired of I'm a Tottenham fan. I never cheering for Arsenal. Get out of here. What plans should we start to make now to buy packages following the team and others? Save your money. First and foremost, if you have not started saving money, please start saving money. If you have started saving money, start saving it in a high yield savings account. Okay? Look up the different websites I've always recommended. NerdWallet, Bankrate, Investopedia. Shop around. I have a referral link for Ally, but shop around and see what works for you. Rakuten right now via SoFi, they're offering 37,500 points if you open a checking account with SoFi, or that is the equivalent of what, $37 cash back. So there you go, folks. Pick the one that's gonna work for you. Okay, pick the one that's gonna work for you. But yeah, that's probably the best you could do right now, fam. And make sure you have your FIFA fan ID. Is about as far as I can say. But yeah, I mean, there's really nothing else you could do. If you're thinking about traveling the World Cup, maybe start looking at the different cities that you're thinking about. Right? Obviously, not knowing where your team's gonna play, but if you really want to go to New York, for example, never been to New York, all right, you gotta start thinking about all right where you want to stay and everything. That's why I was at Elizabeth, New Jersey last night. That's why they brought me in. Elizabeth, New Jersey wanted me to tell y'all folks, consider Elizabeth, New Jersey if you're looking to go to games at MetLife, because at least they're much more affordable. You're only 20 to 25 minutes away from 34th and Penn Street, literally right in the smack middle of Manhattan. So you're not that far away from New York. Public transportation there exists quite well. And I think I think it was the mayor of Elizabeth, New Jersey was saying last night, you're only 2 hours travel time away from Toronto, from Philly, New York, and Boston. So yeah, sneak me in when they host another committee meeting so I know what they Nah, man, they tight on that security, fam. They got that guest list on lock. Could you please do a video which US cities could be the best basis to stay and travel from? Tough to say when I probably could only, like, I know I could recommend DC because we're so close to Philadelphia and New York by train. I feel like that's gonna be a question that's more dependent per person. Yeah, I honestly think so. I think it's gonna be dependent per person because, like, you could pick probably anywhere between LA and San Francisco as a potential base city, right? But of course, Napa Valley is more expensive, right? Than I don't know, some of those other cities in that area. So it just really depends on where you're traveling. That's gonna help determine what would be your best base city. Sometimes it might even be the host city itself is your best base city because of extra tourism that you get to do, or the costs are negligible. You're not really going to save any money if you stay 30 minutes out. It might be more inconvenient to stay 30 minutes out. So you got to plan all of these things as you're thinking about it. So like right now, for example, through my newsletter, and I think it's on my website. It's definitely my newsletter. I'm offering 3 hotels in and not in the Philadelphia area, but like they're more towards Valley Forge. They're offering discounted rates for any one of you that are going for the Club World Cup. And they're looking to do that for the World Cup as well. Elizabeth, New Jersey, I met with 2 hotel owners. And they're like, yo, let's connect. I want to give your followers discounts. The entire city of Elizabeth, New Jersey wants to work with me to provide discounts in mass. Or at least, hook it up. The shopping mall where they were having this event, they want to see if they can offer all of you that are staying at those hotels those additional discounts when you're shopping at their mall. So these are the different types of things I'm trying to, like, now, as these cities are getting into gear of organizing for the World Cup, these are the types of deals I want to make sure that y'all have access to. And so that's why it's so difficult to give you a recommendation one base city, but that's basically what it would be. Like, it's going to be different for everybody. All right. Yo, this has been a good chat so far. Thank you, folks, for staying on. Again, this is Travel Football Fan. I'm helping fans save money and travel the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Please make sure that you're following me across all socials. Please make sure you subscribe to my YouTube. For those of you on the YouTube live stream, make sure you click like down below. Down there. Yeah, down there. Click on the like and share the live, okay? Either now or afterwards, to your friends and fam. Because we're all going to need to know all this information. There ain't no point gatekeeping it. We got to know what's up, so that way we all can make our best decisions when it comes to purchasing the tickets, when it comes to purchasing, however we're going to purchase those tickets for the World Cup. We got to figure out what's going to be the best way for us. So just support me across all my socials, okay? And again, you have my website, travelfootballfan.com. You can go ahead and, sign up for a consultation if you're looking to get a personalized World Cup plan with me, and then we can just go from there. Any ideas when Host Nation tickets are available? We don't know yet. We assume that they're going to be available October to December. Okay. We don't know if this is going to be a lottery or if they're going to sell packages, Cat. But it looks like they're going to want to sell packages. Okay. That's what the information by Mr. Tomasawa from this presentation was leaning towards. They want to sell packages. Maybe that lottery comes in at the beginning of 2026 with the single game tickets. Maybe. Okay. But it looks like FIFA's focus for 2025 is to sell packages. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all finding the info very informative and very useful for y'all. Of course. Okay. So yeah, it looks like that's the strategy. Other things that I found out, okay, as we enter probably like 10 minutes to go before we start wrapping up the live here. Other pieces of information. Like I said, apart from the fact that it looks like they want to sell packages first and then single game tickets, they also want to sell the hospitality tickets first, then general tickets. Okay. It does look like Vegas is going to be the leading candidate for the World Cup draw, again, by the information provided by Mr. Tomozawa. Okay? If you had questions regarding, hey, what's the difference between the Standard and Standard Plus? Remember, we've been talking about that in previous lives. The Standard Plus is the first 20 rows of that section. So basically even closer to the action compared to the standard price. The cheapest hospitality seats for Lumen Field are sold out. So if you were looking to go for the pavilion section at Lumen Field for any of the World Cup matches, that has been sold out. Okay? And the local organizing committee for Seattle is selling suites and club seats. Okay, not on location. The local organizing committee is selling, suites and club seats at about $2,000 per ticket per game. Okay? So those were some of the other notes I was able to get from that presentation. Again, this presentation is available online. You'll have to Google search it. It was to a financial services company. I don't have their full name in front of me right now. I probably should have written that down. But yeah, at least it was still available by the time I looked it up. It might have been taken down. Who knows? Hopefully not. Transparency is always key, right? Transparency is always the friend of democracy. Transparency is always the friend of making good decisions. So hopefully they will keep that information public and available for anyone to see. Okay. Do you know if the Mexico host cities have train transportation? When I go to Monterrey, that's one of the things they want to show me. Okay. That's one of the things I'm going to create content on. So in that way, Monterrey really wants to make sure that all of you understand how much preparation and thought they have given to their World Cup efforts. So I'm going to be really highlighting their public transit. I don't know about Guadalajara, but I know Ciudad de Mexico does have train transportation there. They do have a tren that works there. So yeah, and what is it called? Yeah, they have a metro that's there. We've ridden it. Actually, we rode the metro from where we were staying at Reforma down to Estadio Azteca for that 2002 World Cup qualifying match between USA and Mexico. We actually did take that train down. So yeah. So absolutely, Mexico City has it, and I will be reviewing Monterrey's public transit as well. Okay, listen, folks, I'm super excited about that Monterrey collaboration. Like, they reached out to me, they were like, "Yo, we want to bring you down here. Not only for that, but I'm gonna be part of the World Football Summit as well." So it's just like it's good to see that your work is being recognized. After like all the efforts that have been made. In that respect, it's just great to see. It's just absolutely great to see. So all that content will be coming next month. I go there next month, so stay tuned. But 1 month from now, I'm gonna be in Barranquilla, Colombia, to see Colombia play against Peru. World Cup qualifiers. Luchito will not be playing because of yellow card accumulation, pero Colombia, I mean, at this point, you gotta win. You gotta win your games to get into the World Cup. If you ask me, before this World Cup qualifier started, that all you had to do was beat Peru and Bolivia at home in two of the final 4 games to make the World Cup, I will take it. They have to win those games. So hopefully we will be seeing Colombia take one giant step forward in securing their World Cup qualification for 2026. And we're going to see it live in Barranquilla thanks to Absolute Sports. So it's gonna be a good time. Hopefully, I love playing my own travels. Don't get me wrong, I love playing my own travels. But let's see how good they do with the travel planning. Let's see if they can do one better than me. In that respect. All right, folks. Last 5 minutes. Let's dump in. Let's do a question dump. Last 5 minutes before we wrap up today. I gotta get ready to, of course, coach my boys. We had a tough weekend in terms of results, so we gotta get back on it. Get back on the training pitch. And get the boys moving. Do knockout face tickets released along with the group face tickets? Good question. We don't know that information just yet. We don't know. We don't know exactly. Okay, it's a good question. Right now, all we know, again, let me repeat the top headline news, and then folks, you can go ahead and watch the live afterwards. But the top headline news is, again, this is information coming from a presentation provided by Peter Tomozawa, CEO of the Seattle Local Organizing Committee, okay, that the regular tickets, the general tickets, will be on sale in this October to December window, okay, but as packages. So single game tickets will be on sale at the beginning of 2026, and that only one transfer will be allowed per ticket to prevent the resale of those tickets. So those are the 4 big pieces of information that we learned from this presentation. This presentation was given on April 29th, 2025. So it was just last week, okay? So this is as up-to-date information as possible, okay? And one thing I do want to point out, this information was provided by one of you. One of you alerted me to this presentation. I ran the verification of it, and yes, it ended up being true. So thank you, person that gave me this information. If you find some information like this and you want me to review it, you want me to verify if the information is true or not, feel free to DM it to me. All right, I'll make sure I'll do my due diligence to make sure that it is as accurate as possible. Okay. Appreciate your efforts. This has been helpful since I'm planning to go to Seattle and Vancouver. Jim, I'm glad to hear that. Continue best of luck with Seattle, Vancouver. And you know how difficult it's going to be as well. Okay, wow. So the World Cup, okay, breaking news here. Okay, and thank you so much to my lovely wife. The World Cup Task Force meeting will be live at 3:30 p.m. on C-SPAN. POTUS will be in attendance. Of course, POTUS will be in attendance. So this is 3:30 p.m. Tuesday, May 6th. I might have to tune in. Gonna have to give him some views. All right. Gonna have to give him some views. All right. And see what information we get there. All right. Not sure if you already spoke about how will knockout stage tickets work. We don't know, Jose. We don't know. What's the difference between ticket packages and hospital? Again, folks, this information here is for general tickets, for the regular tickets. We are not talking hospitality. General tickets, the regular seats. Okay? Hospitality is the VIP suites, all that stuff. Okay? That's the difference. Please make sure you do not mix them both. Okay? Do not mix them both. Okay? All right. Final questions here. Final questions here before we wrap up. Final questions before we wrap up here today, folks. So yeah, again, make sure you're subscribed and you follow me on all socials. Please make sure that you're liking this live as well if you're watching on the YouTube live stream, and share all this information, folks, because again, it makes no sense to gatekeep it, none at all. Okay, what's the point? What's the point of gatekeeping? You know, none at all. We're all gonna be dealing with the same process. So that's the reality of it. All right. Of course. So general tickets will go on sale in October. Yes, but as packages. Correct, Jim. Correct. Single match tickets, beginning of 2026. Ticket packages at the fall of 2025. That is really the major headline. And of course, that you can only transfer one ticket. You can only transfer a ticket once. I think that's honestly, I think that's even bigger. I think that's going to really limit the resale market. So, folks, again, thank you so much. We're about to hit the 1 hour mark. Let's go ahead and just wrap it up here. That's correct. That means single transfer means it can only be sold once or moved once. Basically, the ticket can only move once away from the person that bought it. All right. There's package available right now, but not for host countries. That is correct. Ticket package is worth. Well, we don't know about the prices, but I mean, compared to what? You gotta make sure you ask that question, clearly, right? It's like, is it worth it? I mean, compared to what? So yeah. Okay. So yeah. All right, folks. Okay. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you so much for your time and sintonia. Again, make sure that you are pretty much in tune with everything else. Okay. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me across all socials, and we go from there. All right. Thank you so much, folks. Have a good day.